Herschel Walker gave an interview that was just bizarre as usual. And we're going to look at a few moments here. So, of course, Herschel Walker running for Senate in Georgia against Raphael Warnock. Raphael Warnock is far more qualified and far more able to communicate his policy positions, whereas Herschel Walker is not. And here's just the first thing I want to show you. Absolutely incredible. We've talked about before how Herschel Walker claimed he was a part of the FBI, an FBI agent. He worked for law enforcement, and this was proven not to be true. So then he's asked about this, and his response was, "Oh, I was kidding." Okay, guys, if you've seen him talk about this, he wasn't kidding. But all right, that's the response he's going with.
Some of the other commercials, we have you talking about Tom spent the FBI.
Yes.
And basically, at this point, people are thinking that some of the stories may have been a bit exaggerated.
Well, what's so funny about that, I'm glad you brought that up. Because, if you look at the tape, and I talked about the FBI, you can clearly see I was joking. Mm-hmm. But I have trained with the FBI, and I have been with the Cobb County Police. Mm-hmm. I've worked with the Cobb County Police. I've worked with a lot of law enforcement. That's what people don't know. I've worked with a lot of law enforcement. I have badges from all over the country because I believe in law enforcement. Yeah. And I work with law enforcement. So a lot of those commercials have lied to the people because they want to mislead the people. Mm-hmm. And I said it before, he without sin cast the first stone. Yeah. And how can you bear false witness against your brother?
So there is
okay. So you're advertising the fact that you work for the FBI, but it was a joke. Is that something that people normally do in campaigns? I don't know. And then here's him getting asked about his past domestic violence.
Well, one of the things that your opponent has used is we see commercials consistently about your past with domestic violence.
Yes.
And we haven't heard from you. We've seen a lot of commercials. We've seen commercials stating that you held a gun to your wife's head at the time and that you had no problem with violence. So I want to give you an opportunity to speak to that.
Well, he without sin cast the first stone. Mm-hmm. And does my opponent believe in redemption, who's been a pastor? That's what's so funny. Yeah. And I say that because I'm not going to get into what has happened with him in his past. I want him to do what's going on with his policy. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about something that I was a part of over 15 years ago, maybe even longer. Over 15 years ago, today my ex-wife and her husband, my wife, and we're the best of friends. Mm-hmm. We're the best of friends. We do things together.
So it happened over 15 years ago. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the best response there, Herschel. I guess he's being honest. Okay. Doesn't push back against any of the claims, as the interviewer highlighted, of him putting a gun to his significant other's head. And then getting asked about abortion. And he says something that truly is probably more, I don't like using the word offensive because that sounds really, I don't know. Yeah, it is. Like, when I say offensive, it almost sounds like I'm getting offended. I'm not offended, but this is offensive for the people that it affects. He says his heart goes out to rape victims who can't get in abortions, but he's not in favor of exceptions for them.
You stand when it comes to abortion? That's something that's a very hot take.
Well, I am a Christian and I stand for life. I stand for life, and I don't make any excuses about it. I stand for life, and people always say you got any exceptions, and I say even in the Bible, they don't talk about abortion, and in Georgia, majority of the people, kids aborted are black, and I said it's hard because anyone that been a victim of crime, my heart goes out to them. So what I want to do is I want to put money in adoption programs. I want to put money in single fathers, single moms. I want to find solutions, but I'm a Christian. I believe in life.
Your opinion on where do you...
So I don't like the I'm a Christian, I believe in life thing. I know that's where a lot of people get their belief from, but it's not spoken enough, specifically enough in the Bible for you to, I feel like, justify that. It more comes from the history of the religion where that became a very strict policy. But anyways, again, it's almost worse when someone will look at you and say, my heart goes out to those people. But no, I'm not going to support the policy that would actually stand up for their rights. And then here is him talking about the fact that he doesn't drink, which is, respectable. He doesn't do drugs, and he doesn't even take medicine.
Drink. I never drank, never had beer, never taken drugs in my body, never want to take medicine. But, you know, I said that I failed. You know, sometimes God would break you to build you back up.
Yeah.
And I understand that. And I said, that's the way my life has been. I keep moving forward. You know, I don't.
Interesting. I just found that a little bit something to ponder, not taking medicine. Could that be true? Could he have not taken medicine his whole life? Who knows? There it is, Herschel Walker with some bizarre responses in that interview.